Hello dear students, welcome back. This is Dr. Hadi here. Finally, we are going to start our new chapter, that is vitamin, long awaited chapter. Most of students were demanding, they were asking to record video lectures on this vitamins. Okay, so this would be the first lecture on vitamins. So I would try my best to provide a clear, crystal clear concept, so that once the beginning is okay, once the beginning is done, then the remaining topics will be covered very easily, inshallah. So in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the definition, the main concept of vitamin, what is or what are vitamins, the name of vitamin, how the name vitamin came, and few scientists who get their study, who introduce themselves. So overall, this would be just an introductory class of vitamins. Okay, I would like to start the concept of vitamins by the help of an experiment and a disease. The experiment and disease, these two will help us understand the concept of vitamins clearly. So let's start with the experiment first. My diagram is not that much okay, but this is a mice, a rat, chuha. Okay. During an experiment, the scientists realized that carbohydrates, protein, fats, minerals, these four nutrients are not adequately enough for proper growth of animals. They tested by providing carbohydrates. They provide carbohydrates in the diet. They provided protein. They provided fats. They provided minerals. Actually, at that time in the past, the scientists were thinking that these four things might be the most essential nutrients. That is why they provided these minerals to the experimental animal, and they were expecting that the animal would be healthy and its growth will be perfect. But after providing these basic minerals, nutrients, they realized that the growth and health was not up to the mark, was not good. So the growth and health was not optimum. And then they started thinking that what is going on? These are the most important minerals that they gave, but still the animal is not perfectly okay, is alive but not healthy. So they started thinking that there must be something else. This is the point that I would like to share with you. They started thinking after this experiment that there must be something else that if introduced into the diet may lead to the proper growth. So this thing was unknown at that time. They just realized there must be something. So the scientists introduced a name called the accessory factors. Here, this one, the accessory factors. These are the unknown substances which scientists think that these must be provided in the diet. So at that time, in the beginning of 19th century, at that time, the name of these essential substances were accessory factors. Okay, this is the experimental part. And then what happened? In the same experiment, they provide natural foods like milk. Okay, natural food. You know, they are full of vitamins. So at that time, people were not aware of the word vitamins. Fine, vitamin word came later on. So when they provide natural food to the mice or the rat, then the growth and health become optimum. So in that natural food, there was something which was required to initiate a proper growth along with these minerals. Of course, these are very much important, but these are not adequate. You cannot escape carbohydrate. You cannot exit carbohydrate from the importance. You cannot exit protein. These all are equally important, but all of them are not adequate to give perfect growth. Something is missing. That missing thing was called as accessory factors, and it was present in the natural food, but still they don't know what was the name of that. There must be something. Okay, up to this part we came to know the accessory factors, but now we'll give a name. At that time there was a disease in 1913 around, fine. There was a disease called beriberi. This disease will be discussed in the upcoming lectures in detail, but I will give you just some physical symptoms of that disease. That in this disease, the animal, the person suffers muscular problem, muscle paralysis, cannot walk, cannot talk properly. Okay. Beside this, there are many other symptoms of the disease as well, which we will not discuss it today. Especially in beriberi, if some birds suffer from this disease, human can suffer, but birds can also. In case of birds, when a bird gets this disease, beriberi is a disease. So what a wonderful name, beriberi. Their hand bend like this. Okay, this is a disease then. So why the birds get that disease? Come to the point. At that time, the people used to polish rice. Rice, you know very well, everyone, you eat with very zeal. It's very tasty. This is the rice plant, and here you can see as a rice. Here we have the rice. This is the rice plant, just like wheat, fine. So this is a rice plant. The color of the rice seed in the beginning is brown color. It is not white. You know, if you take a rice from any shop, you will see that it is white in color. So the rice from the plant in the beginning is brown. If you take just one seed of the rice, this is just one rice, and if you zoom it, you will realize that there are some coverings around the seed of the rice. Coverings, chilke. That is called husk, the outer covering. Just like in many seeds, the coverings are there. So some coverings are there around the rice. Polishing means removing this outer part from the rice. Okay, so during polishing, you will get two things. One is the husk. This is the husk, the outer part. It is the main seed. This one is the main seed. This one is the main seed rice. It is now polished. This is polished rice, and this is the husk. When you remove the husk, definitely the rice will become very elegant, beautifully looking, and everyone would like to eat this. This rice which is polished, and here we have birds. These birds started eating that rice. okay, which is polished rice. Because of eating this polished rice, the birds suffer beriberi disease. And now one can see that there must be because of this rice. This must be because of this rice, because the birds on the other region are okay, means the birds that are eating other type of rice, unpolished rice or something else, some other foods, that birds are okay. These all birds are okay. But the birds in that particular region which are taking polished rice are suffering from the disease, beriberi, like this birds. So everyone can think, okay, this might be because they're eating this food. So yeah, that could be the reason. So another scientist, that is Funk, F-U-N-K, Funk. It was Hopkins who introduced this word, accessory factor. Funk took this husk and take it to the lab, his lab. Inside his lab, he isolated some chemical substance. Isolated some chemical substance, just like he crushed, dried this husk, crushed, make a juice, and then from that juice he removed, isolated different kinds of chemicals. Among these chemicals, one of them was an amine. Look, amine is just a chemical, right, with the NH2 group. Maybe there are many lots of other carbon, but NH2 group is there. So this is an amine or amine. So he isolated what? He isolated a chemical substance, a chemical substance. That chemical substance by nature was not alcohol, was not acetone, but it was an amine. Amine is any organic compound that contains this NH group, that's called amine or amine. So when that chemical substance, amine, it was given to bird as a treatment, as a result of this, the bird recovered from the cure. And this amine, which helped bird come out of the problem, was named as anti-beriberi. Beriberi is a disease, and anti-beriberi is the treatment of the disease. So anti-beriberi factor. Before this discovery, the important things were called accessory factors. Later on, Hopkins called it anti-beriberi factor because he was very well aware of the factors. What are factors? He named anti-beriberi factor. Later on, this factor was called as vitamin B1, which is called as thiamine in reality nowadays. In reality, this is thiamine vitamin. Okay, so now this is the discovery of vitamin, the beginning of discovery of vitamins. That scientist Funk introduced the word vitamin for the first time. Vitamin. That scientist. Why? Because he realized that the amine was very helpful for the life. Means it gave life to the bird. It prevented that disease. It cured that disease. So he used the word vita. Vita means life. Something important for life. Vita means life. Because it was an amine, so he added the word amine here. A-M-I-N-E. Amine. One amine is giving life to a bird. Because of this, they use the word vitamin, because in the past it was Greek who were discovering things. So in Greek, vita means life. This is Greek. In Greek, vita means life. So vitamin. The scientist started thinking that maybe there are other factors as well, other accessory factors. Just like this was one factor which was discovered, so there may be other factors also which needs to be dug out, which needs to be discovered. And time spending, after some time, they discovered more factors. They discovered more vitamin, like it is anti-beriberi, it is anti-rickets, anti-rickets. There is another vitamin, that is vitamin D, vitamin A. They started discovering a lot of other factors, but they realized one thing, that all the factors do not contain amine. This was then observed, that what all the factors that the scientists discovered, all the factors were not amines. In every factor, amine was not there. Amine was present in the first factor, of which the scientists discovered. As a result of this scenario, little bit changes has to bring into the name of the vitamin, that this E in the end has to be removed. So now vitamin, E has to be removed, and this is what the reason why in the word vitamin E is missing, because of this reason. So now it is only vitamin. Now vitamins. Now we have lot of vitamins. After this vitamin B1, we discovered vitamin A, B, C, B complex, B1, B2, B3, B4, and so on. We will discuss in our next lecture the classification of vitamins in detail. I hope you got the whole idea. Now, if you come to the definition of vitamins, what would be the definition of the vitamin? That is, vitamins are nothing but they are organic molecules. The very first thing, organic molecules which are required for the proper growth and health of organisms, living organisms. This is the definition. Organic molecules that are required for growth and health of an organism. Okay, these are required in the diet. Generally, our body, neither others animals' body, cannot synthesize vitamins. This is the point to be noted. Our body can synthesize a lot of chemicals inside, but our body cannot synthesize vitamins. So we have to take these vitamins from the diet. It is except that some bacteria that can synthesize a number of vitamins, small bacteria, but humans and other animals, they cannot synthesize their vitamins. Generally, some vitamins are there which can be synthesized in the body, but by the help of other bacteria and sunlight, skin. So I'm using the word generally. Generally means not all. Fine. Okay, so this was the definition. History, it is 19th century. Okay, 19th century concept. This was all discussed. Carbohydrate, protein, fats and minerals not adequate for health during experiment. Something unknown in the natural food called accessory factors is all discussed, are also required for the normal growth experimental rates. Hopkins who used the word accessory factors. Yes, this was the Hopkins who used the word accessory factors. And then Fung came, who isolate an amine from the rice polishing. He treated beriberi disease of the pigeons, birds, and he called the name vitamin to that factors that amine. So this was the whole lecture. I would like to give you one small summary, that the word vitamin that we see nowadays actually came from the concept of the funk. They realized that by providing different kinds of nutrients, protein, carbohydrate, fats and minerals to the experimental animals, they realized that the animals still could not get proper health. So they concluded that there must be something which is required in the diet for the experimental animals to have a healthy life. So later on they discovered that there are small molecules or large molecules, complex organic molecules or simple organic molecules, which if present in the diet could accelerate the growth and health of the animals. These were called the factors, the accessory factors in the beginning, because vitamins were not known at that time. So they started calling them the accessory factors. And then a scientist during his lab discovered an amine, a chemical substance from the husk, outer coverings of the rice, and he gave that chemical to the bird, and as a result of that chemical, the bird is curing from the disease. As a result, that scientist called the word vitamin because it was an amine which was important for the life, so he gave the name vitamin. In the beginning there was vitamine, vitamin, but later on they realized that all the accessory factors do not contain amine, so they have to remove the alphabet E from the word vitamin, and now only we have vitamin, not vitamin. So this is the story. Inshallah, see you in the next lecture on the classification of vitamins. Bye bye.